And today's Community Spotlight is with Mayor Ben Stoller, Mayor of Bellefontaine. Hello again.
Good morning. Nice to see you virtually, at least.
I love to catch up with you each month, and lots have been happening since the last time we talked. So let's get started on what's been going on economically. How are we recovering in this local area?
You know, I'm proud of Ohio, and I'm proud of Logan County. Logan County formed a task force which really started to address, as we really felt on the early end, that things were closed down and we needed to all hunker down and stay safe. In the background were a number of community leaders throughout our county that were getting together via Zoom like this and discussing how we were going to come out on this on the other side. And so it really helped us prepare. Today, there are really only a handful of businesses that still are under some restrictions, and those folks have even gotten their dates and guidelines. And so I visited with someone today who drove all the way to Texas to be with his family, all the way back home. And his message was Ohio is really more open for business and probably safer than any of the states that he passed through. I heard something similar from someone who went the other direction to the Carolinas. And so, you know, that's from a bird's eye view. You can tell if everybody's restaurants are closed or you can't go here or there. Today, I think we've opened where we could and safely and keeping in mind the virus is still among us, and we have to watch out for each other's health. So I think Logan County is doing very well with respect to that.
I love the look of having all the picnic tables outside. I think that looks really fantastic. It makes it feel very hometownish.
It does. I'm not sure we'll ever be able to chase it away. That was an effort when we first heard that the governor and Dr. Acton were going to roll out that the businesses could also serve outdoors. Well, most of businesses don't have the beauty of a patio. And so we thought, how best can we accommodate? We used our picnic tables from many of our parks, and now today there's a total of 30 picnic tables downtown, probably more than we even need. I thought it might look a little too overdone, and to tell you the truth, I agree with you, Angie. It has a nice feel to it, and it's nice to drive through downtown anywhere and see folks outdoors under the blue skies. That's where we're probably the safest, and enjoying life as we know it.
Yeah, that has been really good. All right, let's talk about, I mean, this has been happening all over the world, but locally in our towns and on our squares, we've been having some protesters. So tell me about what you guys are facing and what the outcome of that is.
Well, you know, as I like all your listeners, we follow the news from other places, and maybe it's a little sensationalized, but it's certainly blown up into a big and important topic. Locally, we've had individuals who wanted to have their voice heard. They've acted very respectfully. We've had those conversations with folks, and in fact, this Sunday, they've organized a very safe walk, and it's actually about a 2-mile route. So it's really quite a walk. They just want to be visually seen. They want to keep this movement, this activity, this topic at the top of people's lists. I'm just glad that we don't have vandalism as a part of this. We don't have rioting. We don't even have people breaking the laws. This is what we do as Americans. So you could have any topic that was on the top of your heart, first on your list, and God bless America, you can stand safely somewhere and let people know what you're thinking. And so it's worked out just fine, and we're continuing to work with them. I would imagine for at least the short term, we'll still see, you know, efforts to work closely together with law enforcement, police, and sheriffs. We've got a great relationship, I believe, in our community. And I think that's why we're not seeing a big uprising, because over the years, these folks have had outreach events, and they go into all kinds of neighborhoods and try to reach out to people, let them know the many things that police are there for, least of which is to arrest somebody. They're there for help, and we've got a force that we're proud of here in Logan County that work with people and not just to have their thumb on everybody's lives.
And of course, we're always encouraging our listeners to pray for peace in all of this. And so I'm glad that they're keeping peaceful, and that's fine. So I know that there's a gathering this Sunday also for prayer. So let's talk about that, because I know you're involved.
Yeah, and this went back with a couple of the church leaders that were really ready to do something like this, and you could feel it in March or in April, and then all of a sudden, because the recommendations weren't that we should gather even outside to pray together, there were some pretty innovative churches that we did it in cars parked beside each other, and but it just seemed to be the time that we really do need to pray. We need to pray for one another. We need to pray for stability in our communities. We need to pray for those who are most in need, and certainly pray for harmony and unity so that we can all be our brother's keeper. And so in Bellefontaine, in Brown Park, which is just off the downtown, this Sunday at 6 p.m., a number of churches and other leaders are asking people to gather and have a short time of prayer. I believe there'll be some praise music as well, but there's no time like the present. We certainly need prayers coming away from some of the height of us and this viral world that we're these uncharted waters, and certainly with the emotions that are running high, with the untimely death and horrible circumstances around not only the incident in Minneapolis, but historically what's happened in many of our large communities across the country. So we pray certainly for everyone at this time.
Well, it's been wonderful to get a catch up with you. Is there anything else that you want to add, or are we good?
No, sometimes we visit about upcoming events, and to tell you the truth, some of those are still on pause. We're watching carefully as, again, we're slowly coming back into events that we get excited about celebrating. So a few of those have been canceled, and then you watch some of the big ones in Ohio that people have traditionally, that's where they go for this week or that week during the summer. And I tend to, maybe that's the pharmacist in me, but I tend to err on the side of safety and think we'll be okay without a few of those celebrations this summer. And I hope we all get back to some of those traditions in the very near future. So thanks to you and your listeners, and blessings to you, Angie. Have a great day.
Hey, you too. Thank you so much. And that's our community spotlight, Mayor Ben Stoller from Bellefontaine City. Thank you again for being here.
Bye-bye.